This, you should be using this to learn how to counter strafe and how to take shots properly. At first, don't even fucking use targets. Just snap from the outside to the center and counter strafe. And keep on doing that, and then add targets, and then increase the speed, and then increase the speed even more until you, and then add levels to it. Go as far back as you can, go as close as you can. That's how you're going to start using this map. You're not just going to come in here, unless you're already like somewhat accustomed to the game. If you're silver and you don't have any fundamentals in the game, you don't know what counter strafing is, you don't know how like anything about the game, you're going to have to start like base level, which is like just sitting here without using targets, finding your perfect sensitivity that you can trace heads with, where you can sit on here while you're holding A and D and you're able to keep your crosshair dead center on his head no matter what, without any issue, while you're going back and forth. You want to find a sensitivity, one, that you can do this with without hardly ever losing the crosshair on its head. Like, if your crosshair's like floating around like this, or back the other way, like you can't keep it, like if it's too slow and you're lagging behind, or it's too fast and you're going way too far, or you're constantly way around. One, find your perfect sensitivity. Two, just sit here with a gun at whatever fucking level and just practice AD shoot, AD shoot. From the outside, AD shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot, AD. Like just counter strafing, bring your crosshair to center. From the outside, just randomly. From the outside to center, 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 outside to center. Just and try to do it as fast as you can while counter strafing. And that's how you start. That's like the very base. Like you do this before you do your 10 matches. You start doing this. You learn just proper aim mechanics before you go and perpetuate bad habits and bad aim mechanics. Just do this. Counter strafe and bring your crosshair to center. And just shoot center and over and over. And then add targets. However fucking slow. Start off slow and just not even, never, like, don't, you could do standing aim, standing still. Don't even do that. Learn how to counter strafe and get into the habit of counter strafing. Just AD shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot. And that's all you do. And then you add extra time. So you go from 50 delay, 25 delay, and you continue. Shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot, AD shoot. Then you go from 25 delay to drop this to 50, and then you're doing the same speed that I do, which is this. And then once you're mastered at 25-50, you go 0, and you can try to do this at 0.25. That's pretty much fucking impossible. Done. That's your base aim training. Do that. Deathmatch. Do this. Do aimbots. And do counter strafing on aimbots. Then do standstill aim on aim reflex fast training. Fast reflex training. And practice spray control on that map. And just try to get all the bullets to stay in the circle. That's like base. That's like your base aiming fundamentals. That alone is DMG. That alone is DMG. From there, you need to learn flashes, you need to learn smokes, you need to learn how to angles on maps, you need to learn how to use your fundamentals on maps, you need to learn how to pre-aim, you need to learn how to follow the map and know where they can possibly be and how to pre-aim. You need to learn how to stutter, you need to learn how to trade frag, how to double peek, how to communicate with your team. And then like that is what bridges the gap from DMG base aim fundamentals to global and beyond that. That is how you get to global. And it is honestly that simple. This map, the other maps, train like fucking crazy, do deathmatch like crazy, watch videos or watch streams of people playing so that you learn angles, run through maps, and just figure out where your crosshair should be, where you're coming around the corner. Like, on any map. Those two cat, where you should be, where your crosshair placement should be on the map. Like, focusing on crosshair placement. That alone, DMG. From there, you solidifying those mechanics, learning how to team play, learning calls, learning the maps, that's you from a solid DMG player to global. Like, that's alone. You coming into the game with just solid aiming and then learning the maps through deathmatch is pretty much eagle. You don't even understand how many people at LE, LEM, DMG, when I'm playing against them, their aim is like if this is the crosshair placement where their crosshair is coming around the corner, their aim is like up here, down here. They don't even have base aim fundamentals. They get there just through sheer fucking luck of getting teammates that carry them. Oh, you don't want to be that player. You don't want to continue developing bad habits and perpetuate those bad habits over and over and over without learning base fundamentals of proper aim, proper crosshair placement, smokes, flashes, and calls. Done. Counter-Strike. Yeah, I guess, yeah, probably. And there's so many, like, Vu does videos on just, like, basics, like absolute basics, like how to aim, like, how to entry specifically on a map, using timing to your advantage. Stuff like using your spawn on a map, like, if this is your spawn, like, you could spawn like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, you could spawn in all these different places. These two are the front spawns. If you're spawning up over here, and you have a front spawn, this is a premium spawn. You get this maybe 30% of your entire CT or T side. Use it to your fucking advantage and learn the timings. Like, you need to learn those timings. Like, those... Just that alone is huge. Knowing where they could possibly be based on if they had the best spawn and where, well, like, what your attention should be to, versus if you're playing against a bunch of shitties and you have the best spawn and you know they're not using timing to their advantage, you can just basically run into the site with the best spawn. They're not even in B site yet, and you can just shit on them. It's that easy. I don't really talk about basics or fundamentals in Counter-Strike because there's so many people who already do it.
Another problem
but
that I